Hello and welcome to this special election broadcast. My guest tonight is veteran Naga political leader Mr. SC Jamir, former governor and former chief minister of Nagaland. Mr. SC Jamir has seen it all in his long political career. He has sharp views on some of the important issues facing the Naga political and social life, and 36 hours before election results will be declared, 36 hours before election results are to be declared, let's talk to this veteran Naga political leader, Mr. SC Jamir. Mr. SC Jamir, welcome to the show.
Could you please repeat a little louder?
Mr. Jamir, thank you for your time. Welcome to the program. I am looking forward to have a frank discussion with you. Now, Mr. Jamir, did you cast your vote yesterday?
You mean yesterday?
Yes, you cast your vote, right?
I didn't cast my vote because my vote is in
Right. Now, what thoughts crossed your mind when Nagaland voted yesterday and almost 90% polling, it's a large turnout. What were you thinking when the entire people of Nagaland cast their vote yesterday?
It is not so clear, but I want to only tell you one thing. The very special feature of election of Nagaland yesterday, was in one way a very disappointing one. And I'll tell you. Now all the candidates belonging to different political parties, when tickets were issued, they dispersed to respective places and completely sacrificing their ideology. They're running here and there only for tickets. It clearly shows that the political ideology has been buried in Nagaland. And that is the saddest part of the present election which I have noticed.
No, why do you think it has happened? Why is it happening? Why is political ideology sacrificed?
Pardon?
Why is political...
Political morality, in other words, is no more in Nagaland. Because shifting from one party to another at the whims of any politician, actually it looks very ugly.
Right. Now, you see, BJP and NDPP are the ruling party in Nagaland. The main opposition party is NPF, but NPF has fielded only 20 candidates. Do you think it is like a walkover?
I think candidates of all political parties, including NDPP or any other political parties, candidates are not bad. But the political environment created over the years have thoroughly, I think, disturbed the congenial atmosphere, the congenial environment for free play of democratic process. So whether it is NDPP or NBPP or Congress, whatever they are, party, we cannot blame the party now. We have to blame the situation, the environment which has been created over the years.
Right. Now, Mr. Jamir, do you bother about who wins or who loses? Is it of any significance to you?
Pardon?
Are you worried about who wins the elections?
I beg your pardon?
Are you worried? Are you worried about the future? Are you worried about who wins or who loses?
Yes, I would hope that the new government should have introspection, retrospection, and carefully analyzes where Nagas have gone wrong. And if we shall be able to find out remedial measures, definitely Nagas we can make a future. But as it is, if you remain like this, then the future is very dark.
So, are you worried, as I was asking you, Mr. Jamir, who wins, who loses, is it of any importance?
I can't follow. Slowly.
Yeah, I will request my producers to increase the volume of Mr. Jamir's earpiece. Now, you see, who wins or who loses? Is it important to you or not?
I am. I don't quite follow, but my understanding of this is
Yeah.
it is a collective responsibility of every political leadership in the state and even in the country also to help normalize first the political problem here so that we also live in a normal life, think in a normal way, function in a normal way. In this way, we can filter the dirt accumulated over the years in political life.
So what about the Naga political solution? What about the Naga political solution? Is that important anymore, do you think, for the political parties?
Unfortunately, before election, they said, election for solution.
Yes.
And every political party said, solution. But it has become only a manifesto. So I believe that the Prime Minister of India, who can take decision, now should also settle this problem once and for all after this election with a new government, so that Naga people also can think normally, can act normally, can run normally. Because today we have so many authorities and it's very difficult to make out which one is what. But once settlement comes, I believe the situation will dramatically change and Naga people also will be able to run a stable, transparent, effective government. That is my belief, and I hope the new MLAs, the new ministers should think and work on that line.
Do you see status quo? Do you see status quo, or do you think the solution issue, the peace process will move forward under the new government? What are your thoughts?
I don't follow because you.
No, my question was.
Volume.
Yeah, my question is, Mr. Jamir, my question is, do you see status quo or do you see solution under the new government?
As far as my view on this issue is concerned, because I can't hear properly, that Naga political issue after election has been devaluated. However, it should be the endeavor of the government of India to see that whatever has been decided, whatever has been agreed upon, should be sorted out without any delay, so that whether it is IM group or NNBG's group, they can also brought to the normal life as a citizen. So we should not worry what will happen and what should be done. I think once decision is taken, settlement is worked out, there is no problem to make way for them to participate in the building of this state.
Now, Mr. Jamir, you met the Prime Minister. You met Prime Minister Modi a few times. What did you discuss? Do you see there is sincerity, that the central government is sincere?
Sincerity of the center will be, I think, noticed after the formation of the new government in Nagaland. And people are watching whether central government will keep their word. Election for solution. Now, election has already taken place, but solution has not been made. Whether this solution will be made now or not, people are just watching anxiously whether government of India will keep its word or not.
According to you, what should be the role of the new government? What, according to you, should be the role of the new government in Nagaland?
I am a retired politician, a senior citizen only, so I only pray and wish that the people at the helm of affairs should honestly, sincerely take up the issue. As far as I'm concerned, I am a free man, ordinary man, a retired person. So for me, I have no role as such. At the most, I can advise.
Now, that means who wins the elections or who loses the elections, you are not concerned.
After election, I don't know what will happen. They have promised so much. We have yet to see how far they could implement it. Election has gone, and people have already given mandate. Whether that mandate should be used honestly, judiciously or not, we have yet to wait and see.
Now, Mr. Jamir, the BJP seems to have found acceptance in the Northeast. The crowds in Tripura, the crowds in Meghalaya, and even Nagaland. How do you look at it?
You mean what do you say? What is agreed upon?
No, I am saying that the BJP has found, appears to have found acceptance in the Northeast. How do you look at it?
Now I follow. I also belong to a national party, and I wish that in all the northeastern states, national party should come to power, so that tribalism, factionalism, and then all this villagism should go, because people of the northeastern region should also grow up, and they should also march hand in hand with the rest of the country. And this can be done only when national party rules the state. So I would favor that the national party, be it BJP or Congress or any national party, should take over the reign of the government in this northeastern region. And that will be a blessing for the people and for the country as well.
So, what about the Congress? You have been a Congress leader, you have been chief minister, all through your life you have been with the Congress party. What happened to the Congress today?
Well, unfortunately, small states like northeastern states, they always look to the ruling party. So Congress has been in opposition for the last so many years, and therefore organization in Congress also become very, very weak. And because people look to the ruling party, and for the last 2 terms, now BJP is in the center, that's why, and this Congress has been in opposition. So people have now turned their face to a ruling party, leaving Congress forlorn. That's all.
Mr. Jamir, what will be your advice to the new government?
I can't follow.
What will be your advice? What are you going to tell the new government if you are asked for your views? What will be your advice to the new government in Nagaland? Your advice.
My very sincere and honest advice would be, first, be honest and run a transparent administration. And don't indulge in tribalism, nepotism, and corruption. Enough is enough. And therefore, a new beginning should be made by the new government so that the future of Naga people will be bright. Otherwise, if we continue the same system, I think we have a very bleak future for the Naga people. But I hope the new government, they have already learned so much over the years. They'll definitely retrospect and introspect what they have done and what people feel about the situation and about them. It is my only advice that be a real politician committed to your promise and principle. That will be my advice.
Right. We will continue this conversation. I will go for a very short break, but please stay tuned, Mr. Jamir. I'll be back after this very short break. Welcome back. I am in conversation with Mr. SC Jamir, veteran Naga political leader, former governor and former chief minister of Nagaland. He had been a Congress leader all through, but today he has made a very significant statement when he said that Nagaland has to be ruled, a small state like Nagaland needs to be ruled by a national party. He had also been extremely candid about how the Congress has been weakened. Now the big question is, what is Mr. Jamir indicating? I will try and take his response. Let's go back to that conversation with Mr. Jamir. Mr. Jamir, you are talking about the Naga society, you are talking about the Naga political life. You said that floor crossings have been the order of the day. Why is floor crossing happening in Nagaland? Even Mr. T.R. Jeliang, a senior leader like him, has moved from NPF to the NDPP.
as far as, if I understand correctly, all the political parties, whether it's NDPP or BJP or Congress, now theoretically they have defined principle and ideology. But in Nagaland, the greatest tragedy is they don't really understand what their ideology is. Now, mushrooming of so many political groups are imported from India. They just joined that party only for ticket. And therefore, I have been seriously considering whether Naga people have really understood the political ideology of different parties in the country. And one thing which we are confused is, all over for more than, I think, 5 decades, Naga people were dominated only by one ideology, that is sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty. And minds were made close. And all of a sudden, this new system has been introduced in Nagaland. So even today, I think Naga people are carrying that hangover of that single ideology. That is why they have not been able to cling to any political party, any political ideology, even including BJP in Nagaland, and NDPP, and all other political parties also.
Now, what would you like to tell the Naga groups? What would you like to tell the Naga rebel groups or the Naga national workers? What are you going to tell them? What is your prescription to them?
There are also now so many factions. And then for one political objective. Now for so many years they have been negotiating. And they have made some agreement. And even after agreement, they are confused. Some of them were confused. And that has given rise to confusion even among the government of India as well as Naga people. So as far as underground people are concerned, I would wish that they should also understand their limit. And whatever they have done, it is, I think, according to the contemporary realities. So let them not talk so much about flag or constitution. Whatever they have signed, I think this is in the best interest of the Naga people and the government of India. So I wish that all the political groups who have already signed that agreement should now come out openly, honestly, and without any of this hesitation.
Now, Mr. Jamir, in the last 1 year, there has been partyless government in Nagaland. All the political parties, they came together, they formed a partyless government. Now, what is going to happen on March 2? 2nd of March, a new government will be formed. Do you think they will come up with something like this again?
Partyless government is a very peculiar phenomenon in a democracy, which is found only in Nagaland. Now, even including BJP, which is a national party, they have even sacrificed their political identity in joining that partyless government. I hope this new government should not be like a partyless government, like the previous. Because when partyless government, then it is, everything is done at the whims and fancies of those people. And there's no criticism. And therefore, democracy cannot work in a partyless government. So I wish that every central government should intervene to have this kind of partyless government, because this is a mockery to Indian parliamentary democracy.
Now, sir, you have met the Prime Minister Narendra Modi 2-3 times since you have met in 2021, you have met in April 2022. What did you discuss? What were these meetings all about, your meetings with Prime Minister Modi?
Prime Minister was very clear about the stand of the government of India. No sovereignty, no integration, no flag, and no separate constitution. Similar was the statement made by Home Minister. And I believe they all stand by that, whatever they have said to me and in the press also.
So, if that is the case, then we cannot expect a solution in the near future.
I think after the election, there's nothing to discuss. So I think government of India should have the guts to say yes or no. Because we can't go on just lingering on this issue when everything was decided, everything was put in black and white, everything was agreed upon, signed by both the groups, and what more? This is a document, official document. And what more can we expect other than this document, which they have signed at their own accord?
So, Mr. Jamir, 36 hours later, 36 hours from now, the election results will be declared or announced, or the counting will start. What is your prediction? Do you have a prediction in Nagaland? Who will win?
When settlement is made,
who will win the elections? Any prediction? I think we have a.
no, I don't. I'm not. I don't predict. I don't predict anything. I have no prediction.
Absolutely. But are you optimistic? My final question to you, are you optimistic about the future? Are you hopeful about the future?
I am a retired politician and I want to live a very natural, free life like an honorable senior citizens of this country. I have no impatience whatsoever. I am quite satisfied with what I have done in the past. And God has been very kind to me that still I am healthy as I said, as these adults. So I have no impatience whatsoever for future.
Absolutely, Mr. SC Jamir, wish you all the best, wish you good health, and you have been extremely candid as always, extremely clear in your views. Your views may or may not be acceptable to many, but that are your views, and in a democracy, every individual, every citizen has the right to speak out his or her mind. Mr. SC Jamir there, the former governor and former chief minister of Nagaland, thank you very much indeed for speaking to me on this special election broadcast.